everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Talk of the Town podcast, where each and every week we bring you valuable insight and information that directly affects our local business community. I'm Danielle Hawley, and I'm the Executive Director of the best Chamber of Commerce around the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, and I'm proud to bring you our Talk of the Town podcast with my awesome co-host, Mr. Carlos Garcia of FYI Technologies. Carlos, how's it going today?
Doing great, Danielle. How about yourself?
I'm great. It's Friday. We're getting a lot done today, so I'm just excited to have one of my friends, owner of Final Touch Construction, Mr. Luis Echeverria, who is also one of our Fontana Chamber of Commerce board members, joining us on the show today. Luis, welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So funny backstory. We tried to film this a couple days ago, and you were just a busy guy. You were out in the field. You had like the hard hat on with the laptop at the job site, and it just wasn't happening. But I thought that was awesome because you are a make it happen kind of guy. And here we are. You're in your office today. But thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your busy schedule to just share a little bit about who you are and what you do and your journey here at the Chamber. So I wanted to start off by having you share just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks. And I appreciate you guys adjusting your schedule for that little hiccup that we had.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah, so as far as my story, I'm the oldest. I have three sisters. A little background on me. I grew up very humble, one-bedroom apartment in Santa Ana, Orange County. And my journey started there. Moved over to Ontario, went to high school in Ontario, and moved to Fontana with my family 18 years ago. And I have three beautiful daughters and a son that helped me in the business as well. So I've been very lucky. There's a lot of gaps in between those timelines, a lot of conversations that we could have about that. But for now, I think that's just a little background about me.
I love it. And I love that you're like a family, I say family involved business.
Yeah, very much so. It's good. It was rocky when it first started because we had a lot of adjustments to, father, son, and daughter.
Sure.
And all that stuff, and it's been a great journey, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. Very blessed to have it.
Yeah, and you're passing on your legacy to your family. And for our listeners, if you didn't catch our episode last year, we had your daughter and another young lady from your office come in and talk about women in your industry, which we'll get into your industry in just a second. But really great conversation, hearing from their perspective. From a typically, more male prominent type of industry, but just getting their perspective and their experience. So thanks for letting us have them on last year. We've been wanting to get you on just to hear from the guy himself. So that's what we're going to do today. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Luis. So now also talk to us, enlighten folks about Final Touch Construction. Tell us all about great things that you do. I've seen you in action, man. Like Danielle said, we just saw you on site, emergency calls, you answer. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I started Final Touch Construction 2009. Before that, I was working for other major builders as a project manager, but I worked my way up. I started my family very young. I was 18 years old when I started my family, so I had to get a job. I had to get going. And I just walked into a job site, knocked on some doors at the time that, there's trailers out there, fence, dirt. Just knocked on the door and said, hey, I'm looking to find a job. I'm looking for a job. Is there anything I can do here? And I started at the bottom. Started working there and worked my way up. I started learning the trades, framing, plumbing, electrical, very hands-on. And I would come back home and I would break the concrete or break the drywall in my house so I can practice, so I could get better at work. And my wife would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, learning. You can't learn that work. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to know what I'm doing at work, so I need to learn here. So those are things that I did so that I can elevate myself and learn about it. But construction has been a very trades have been very well um, as far as my daughters and everybody that helps me. Um, it's just something that I think that more and more young people can really benefit from the trades. And we can get into that a little further. But as far as Final Touch goes, that's how I got started. The housing market kind of went down a little bit, 2009, 2010. So I started looking into getting my B license. So I have a B license. I have a C39 for roofing. And next month, I believe, is my test for the A license. So I'll be able to do roads well, I'll be able to bid on roads legally. And what I mean by that is I know how to do the work. I've done the work before under other people's license. So I can do it under my own license now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey man, most people use Legos as building blocks. You just tear down things on hands-on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, let's shift gears for a minute. And I want to talk about your journey and experience with the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, because obviously, you were a chamber member, and then you did some other things in between becoming a board member. So can you just talk about your journey and experience with the Fontana Chamber?
Well, it's been positive, very positive. And I tell everybody that I can and wants to ask me about the chamber. It's one of the best things I ever did accidentally. And that's exactly what happened. I just used to network all the time and I still network. And I think it's very important. Whatever you put into networking, any small business or any entrepreneur starting, that's the key. The key is networking. The key is staying positive. If you get knocked down, pick yourself back up and just keep calling, stay on the phone. Go to meetings, go where people are going to be that you want to be around, that will help you learn, help you with your business, and just overall positive people. And that's what you get in the chamber because we're all like-minded people. We are all business people. Everybody that I've met here in Fontana, and like I said, I was here 18 years, raised my kids here. So for me, it's a passion and something that I hold dear to my heart that the city has been so good to me and everybody here, just with my kids and the teachers. So I get involved as much as I can with anything that has to do with the city here in Fontana, and just in general try to help people because I know my background. We try to do as much as we can for the community. We gift a free roof every year to somebody in need, a family in need. So those are just small things that we do, try to get back to the community. So having said that, with the Chamber of Commerce, whatever you put in, you're gonna get back out. And I think that, you being the executive director of the chamber here in Fontana, Danielle, and in your positive nature, no matter what's going on, it just transcends on how this chamber really is and how the people around us really are.
Thank you.
You guys have great positive energy all the time. I can pick up the phone, call you guys if I have a question, and you guys are easy to get a hold of. It's not something where it's a little difficult. So I think that's what, as far as the chamber goes, my experience has been very positive all throughout. And then being able to sit on the board and asked to sit on the board, I think it's very, for me, a very humble, shocked, and the opportunity was there for me to do it, and I took it, and it's been very, very positive for me and my family.
Awesome. And I want to brag on you for a moment because before you sat on the board of directors, you were an ambassador. And so if you're not familiar, our listeners, about our ambassador team, we call them our Miss Fontanas of the Chamber. It's totally like a volunteer position, right? It's above and beyond your normal membership. And, there's like a 3-month trial period where we get you acclimated and get you in. But really, our ambassador team are the liaisons between our chamber, our business community, and the community as a whole. And so when you came in as an ambassador, you became the chairman of the ambassadors and really helped shift the direction. You talk about positivity, and this was right around the time that I was coming into my role. And so I appreciate all the work that you did there. But even just your heart for the community, you also were our Rotary president. And did a lot of great stuff there. Really cleaned up the Pacific Electric Trail. You started our cornhole tournament, which I'm proud to say my husband and I were the first champions of that, but really just came in with some fresh perspective and ideas. And I think it's exactly what we needed at that time. And so it's been fun to watch you in your capacity, really serving the community, and then now serving on our board of directors. And I think you were the perfect fit at the perfect time. So thank you for all that you've done, really just to impact our chamber as a whole, our ambassador team, the Rotary Club, and just our community.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It was fun. It's a blast. Like I said, people are so positive and you want to be around it. I miss being at, every ribbon cutting. I still try to get there, but I miss that. It's really good energy, really good positive people, and it's fun. I mean, how can you not have fun at a ribbon cutting when somebody's starting a new business, or they've been in business and they just want to be a part of the chamber now? So it was a great fun, and I have a lot of great memories.
Before I move on to the next question, there's something else I think that I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. You got to talk about Stage Red and how fast you turn that around. Because I've been there, I've seen some great shows, and man, this place just rocks. So a lot of that has to do with you making that happen.
Oh man, Stage Red. I actually every time I cruise by there or drive by there, which is quite often, it's on my way in. From my house to work and stuff like that. It's just something that I think that it kind of just fell in my lap. It kind of just came to where the project was there. I knew how important it was for the city. I knew how important it was for a lot of people, and including myself, to make sure that Stage Red went well. I think I got lucky that we were able to do it in that short amount of time. I think we packed 6 months worth of work, like 2.5, something like that. It was crazy. It was something where I was there 5 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night. I had shifts in the morning, in the afternoon. So whatever I can do at night, I was able to do at night. By the time I came back, we were able to just keep going. I told a little story at Rotary a while back where Jack's Donuts, which is down the street here, we kind of lived off of Jack's Donuts and Monsters, and that's how I got the guys going. It was so unhealthy. I mean, afterwards, I really felt like it was very exhausting. But it's also something that I can say that we did it, and be proud of it. Like you said, there's some great shows. I think there's going to be a really great band this weekend. They're performing, so it's something that was very cool, and we enjoyed doing the project. And I was glad I was able to be a part of it for sure.
So I know we're talking about projects here. You and I have had conversations about trends, challenges that you're seeing in your industry. You want to share some of that?
Just 30 days ago, I mean, if I were to buy some lumber, it just went up 20-25% already. Wow. In 30 days. So we're starting to see increase in material. So we're starting to see that again. I don't think we're going to see it how we saw it in COVID, because I think COVID just ran up. I mean, a sheet of plywood was $100 at the time. We're nowhere near that anymore. I also think that with the housing, we need housing. So it's not going to slow down for us, for TI work or any of the work that we're doing. I think that the trends, we just need to adjust a little bit with materials. We're all listening and we're all paying attention to tariffs and stuff like that and how it's going to affect us here and there. But I think it's important we can have a different conversation about that. But I do like the fact that we are trying to bring more business and more manufacturing to the States. I think that's important. I think that's what we need to do, and we need to stay focused on that. Yeah, is it going to take a little bit of time? It'll take time. We need to adjust ourselves a little bit. Yeah, we should adjust ourselves. But I think the overall goal and the overall vision of what we need here in the United States is just on course. And I believe in it. So I just have to adjust and keep going business-wise.
Yeah. That's great. It is. Yeah, it's definitely, especially your industry, you've been hit with a lot over the last few years. But you guys are resilient, and just seeing you tackle stage red. I think I remember finishing the Fontana Days run and coming down, and you were right out there like, hey, you want to see what's going on? That was a miracle that you pulled off. And I'll never forget the night that Sammy was there, Sammy Hagar, and we did the opening, and just seeing you standing up on the balcony, just enjoying that moment was just a moment. I think my husband took a photo of it because he was capturing the event, but it was just such an iconic moment to see all of your hard work come together. It had to be such a proud feeling of making that happen. What was going through your mind when you were standing there?
What was going through my mind? I think a lot of it was, I can't believe we just did this. I can't believe we're here, and because have I done production like that before? No. Have I done production? Yes. So obviously home builders, you build houses really quick, you build fast. Have I done other projects like, that meant something? Yes. But I think that because of this being in my backyard, where I raise my kids, where my kids will be able to take their kids, I think that just means so much more. I think I thought about that. I think I'm like, wow, I'm enjoying this tonight. My kids will be able to come out here and enjoy this, and my grandkids will be able to enjoy this. So I think that's a lot of that, and also just having fun with everybody, I had my crew there. I had a lot of my crew that was able to be there with their wives. So I was able to thank their wives for allowing me to keep their husbands, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, because that's important too, to thank, with our wives to giving us this opportunity to come out and work so hard, to spending time away from the family. They understand that. So I think it was just, and right now I'm kind of just getting the chills because it's bringing me back to that feeling of what I had.
Yeah.
Very, very thankful and grateful that I was able to do that.
That's something that no one can ever take away from you. I feel like you're big on legacy, and you've brought up your kids, your grandkids, and just thinking about the next generation. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, because you did this in your capacity as president of the Rotary, you brought in some of our students from Fontana Unified to tackle a really historic project. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, that was actually very, very, it was a very fun project for me too. And again, I'm just so grateful that these things come to me, and they, I think it was the Historic Society that called me. I think you're part of that too. And they talked to me about this project, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then as I started thinking about it, I'm like, I think it would be awesome if we can get the kids from Fontana to help or summits. I was starting to talk about getting the kids more involved. And I just think that for me, it was very important for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, the great teacher that I had, Miss Souza, with math. She pushed me hard. A PE teacher that I had, people that I've had throughout my life that have helped me and guided me to where I'm at now. If we can one day just guide a young man or a young lady into a path where they can sit here and reflect and think about what changed for them, what made it happen for them, and if we can be that person, I think that that's just so important. And I think all the money in the world is not enough for when you can do that for another life, another human, right?
Yeah.
So had the idea to go talk to. We have CTE too, which is another great organization that helps with kids and stuff like that and puts them in the right path. Uh, and Mr. Hanger, I believe, runs the construction program at Full High, which is amazing. And the kids do great work. So they came out, we did the historic barn, there's, through the Rotary. I had a couple of my foremen out there, and we took it as a really like 100% job site. So the kids learned about, safety. We had safety meetings. We treated them like if they were going to the job site. We also had donuts there. So, I mean, part of it is that, and they had fun, and it's something that they can come back and look at. And even, I had some of them come and work with me for 6 months, 7 months. So they've come out here, got more hands-on experience. Now they're off to other adventures, other parts of their life, and we stayed in contact. And I'm still involved with Mr. Hanger. I'll give him a call if he needs materials. We'll take materials down there for him and things like that. But it's been great that I've been given these opportunities, and the people that have called on me to do these kinds of things. I mean, I appreciate that they would think of me and call me to help out in these ways.
Well, I think it's fantastic. And I think it's really coming full circle, right? Like thinking about where you started here in Fontana, raising your kids here, you have your business here, coming through the chamber, and now reaching down to that next generation, which is literally our Fontana Unified logo. We've got the torch being passed from one generation to the younger generation, right? And that's exactly what you did. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with that, I serve as the secretary of the Historical Society, and that was you were the first person we thought of when we wanted to redo the barn at the house on Pepper Street. And this was the Fontana Farms Ranch House, like the original structure where A.B. Miller, ran the crews, and we had the farms going and everything. And so it's truly a historic site in our city. It's kind of tucked away, and a lot of folks don't even know that it's there. So being able to reconstruct and really keep the integrity of what the barn looked like, but to bring those kids along for the ride. And I remember us going as a Rotary Club afterwards to talk to them, and they were so excited, and they just felt such a sense of ownership. And I think that's something that we always try to focus on, right? How do we engage the next generation and just really pass on that sense of ownership and pride in our city? And that's exactly how you do it. So you've modeled it. You brought them along, and having them work with you for months, and you're somebody that they'll always come back to. I think it's an excellent testament to just that type of program, right? Our CTE program, but really at a broader scale for our community as a whole. One generation reaching down to the next so that they can help carry the torch. And so I think it was just such a beautiful thing.
Oh, absolutely. It really is. And it was a fun project. I think you mentioned the cleanup of Electrical Trail. That was phase 1. We have phase 2 coming. So we still have some other projects. We still have the cornhole that we're still going to do, which is really fun for the community, the people that come out and have fun. We've raised money, and then that money gets put back right into the community so that we can help, take care of it. And again, we will contact the high school to come out and help us with doing that part of the electric trail. So I think it just brings that ownership, like you mentioned, to the community and to the kids, so that they can say, we did that, and they'll take care of it, further down the line.
I want in on that contest, by the way, just so you know.
You got it.
I'm coming back this year. Josh and I, we won the first year. We didn't play last year, but we're coming back full force this year, Team Cornhole, and we're going to take the crown. So I don't know, Carlos.
All right.
Come on.
I
We have
like
to
this
see it now,
competition.
right?
It's gonna be fun for sure. I know some of my girls here will participate as well. I think you mentioned, Danielle, that you guys had my daughter and Jasmine on there, which is like my daughter too. And women in roofing, women in construction, having 3 daughters, I think it's important that we show them that they can do just as good as a job, if not better, than a male-dominating, construction field, I guess.
Yeah.
So for me, it's important to show them a different way of doing things. And honestly, I benefit more from having these young ladies work here because at the end of the day, it's something that I believe in with the construction. They just have a different look. They just have a different a way of seeing things, and it's better. I mean, it's simply better sometimes.
What was that? Can you say that again?
More attention to detail, definitely, and a little bit more organized, a lot more organized with some things, but it's fun. It really is fun to show them, and then they're like, hey, Dad, how come you don't do it this way? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, but let's start doing it that way because it is better. So it's just fun, and I had actually Mr. Hanger had this young lady help us with the barn, and she was in there cutting lumber, nailing, and a really good worker, and she knew what she was doing, and I think that's just really cool to watch and be a part of too. So
Perfect. Well, thank you for all the work that you're doing. Obviously, you're out and about in the community in so many different ways. Keep up the good work. Thank you for all that you do for our chamber. We appreciate having you on the board. Real quick, how can people connect with you?
Facebook, Instagram, send a message. But if you can get my phone number on the website, call us and just ask for me, and I'll be more than happy to get on a phone call with anybody that is trying to get into the industry, learn about the industry, or they need a roof, or they need a new kitchen or anything like that. Obviously, but I'm here to help out as much as possible. If you're a new business and you have questions, I have no problem answering as many as I can. And if we don't have the answer, or if I don't have the answer, I'm pretty sure I have friends that I can call on. And I think that's what's so exciting. What's cool about the chamber is that you have that big Rolodex of people that you can call and say, hey, this happened. And you can lean on each other. And I think that's important. But yeah, that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Perfect. So Final Touch Construction. Thank you so much, Luis. And you can call the chamber too if you have any questions. We can put you in contact. That's what we do here. We're the advocate, voice, and resource to our local business community. We've been doing that for the last 111 years. But thank you so much, Luis, for joining us today. Thank you so much to my co-host, Mr. Carlos Garcia of FYI Technologies, for making it happen, all the behind the scenes technology stuff. That is not my gift. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right. Thank you, Luis. All right. Well, you guys, we are on all major streaming platforms. Thank you for tuning in each and every week to the Talk of the Town podcast. This will conclude this week's episode. But again, check out wherever you get your podcast. Listen to us while you're on the treadmill at the gym or on your drive home somewhere. We really appreciate you listening and sharing and liking and subscribing, all that good stuff. But thank you once again, team, for joining me today. And we will catch you guys next week on the Talk of the Town podcast.